Hey guys, and welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is the Checkered Show, and I'm joined once again by Matt, and we're going to be here to talk about the Hungarian Grand Prix. What was your thoughts overall on the race?
It was decent, actually. I was surprised because it looked like it could be a pretty boring race, but it actually turned out to be quite exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. And should we kind of get straight into it? Firstly, to talk about the Saturday, Leclerc on pole.
That was such a shock.
Like where did that come from?
Everyone said McLaren are unbeatable this weekend. Like, this is their track. They're set, they're fine. And then Leclerc's like, out of nowhere, just does that.
It's incredible, and it just shows how good of a season Leclerc is having. That he's putting that car in that position where it really shouldn't be, ahead of those two McLarens.
Was it by quite a way as well? I thought he got a decent.
It was by
gap.
0.026.
Oh, so not actually that.
So
big.
very close. I think I got here. The top 10 was the biggest margin. Was the smallest margin we've ever had.
Ever in history.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the top 6 was separated by I think like 2/10.
Wow.
So
well, they said the wind changed direction, so I imagine like it was all basically on exactly like their skill, and because they're also skillful, they probably.
Yeah, that probably did play a part into it. And you look again with Leclerc on pole, Lewis getting knocked out in Q2, not making Q3 for the second week running. You do kind of look at Lewis and go, he should be up there, not necessarily on pole like what Leclerc did, but he should be making it through into that next section.
He said it himself, like afterwards, he said, you can see it yourself, the other car is on pole. Like, I do fear for him, and I do wonder how soon it will be till he retires.
I do worry a little bit.
I think you're going to have to accept that he may not be around much longer, because
I'm slowly having to realise that, because he's not getting any younger, is he?
And also, he's just like, I thought this move to Ferrari would reignite him, and he has that passion, he has that hunger, and he has that desire, but it's just, I don't know where his pace has gone. I don't know how much it's still he just isn't used to the car because he was with Mercedes for so long. I don't know how much it is just he's not quick. Like,
I just don't think he enjoys these regulation cars, honestly.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I don't know how you can go from being so on top of it and then now looking like he's struggling.
Well, he did say that, because he got asked, do you still have the love for racing? And he said he does. He said he absolutely loves it still. Like, he's still enjoying himself. So that's not the issue. I think it is just purely he doesn't really have the speed.
Yeah, you kind of have to say that as of now. Last season up against George Russell beat him quite clearly, although Hamilton did put in a few decent performances. Same with this year as well. Hamilton's put in a few good performances this year. Imola, for example, that comes straight to my head. But Leclerc is still the person.
Was it China as well, where you're on the sprint race?
China as well, yeah. So that's the thing. There's still glimpses of greatness from Lewis. It's just getting that over and over again, and maybe that is part down to Ferrari not having the car set up to how he needs it.
But Leclerc's been there longer, so they were never going to change it, and he should have known that coming into the team.
Oh yeah, you come into that team, it's Leclerc's team.
It always was, and he should have known that.
Yeah, so that was always going to be an issue for him. Qualifying was a little bit of a shock there. The two McLarens were behind him. George Russell got his car into P4, followed by Fernando Alonso in P5.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the Astons, because obviously Lance Stroll was P6 as well. Like
P6, yeah.
They were 19th and 20th last week. Like, what have you done over the week, like to get the car here? Like,
I said I think they had upgrades for Belgium. I don't think they used them really.
But surely the upgrades haven't gained them that much time.
All I know it was a front wing upgrade.
But it can't have gained them, because if you think about it, the difference between 19th and 5th is probably about, 1.4, 1.5 seconds? Maybe less, but...
Probably a little bit, yeah. In
qualifying, yeah. So it's surely not gained them that much time, just one upgrade.
Well, I guess in a way, Belgium is a completely different circuit.
Yeah, that is one thing.
So I guess that... And also it's a shorter circuit as well, so the lap times between drivers is much smaller because there's less time to make up in that way.
I also read somewhere that Fernando Alonso said that he still expects him to be very patchy over the next few weeks because the car is good at some tracks and it's not good at other tracks. A bit like what we've just seen with Belgium and Hungary. So I wouldn't be shocked if we go into Zandvoort and they're dead last again, but then we go into Monza the week after and they're first.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's what I mean. I think this could be the kind of car.
Come on, Fernando, win at Monza, please.
Well, you saw how close. I know we'll get onto it. You saw how close the McLarens were hitting. If they had, we'd have had a Fernando Alonso podium.
We could have had, and I was praying for
to
that.
be fair, I would have absolutely snapped your hand off for. I would have wanted. This sounds really bad, but I'd have wanted a Russell like mechanical failure, and then we could have had a Lance. Would it have been Lance?
It would have been.
I thought no, it wouldn't have been.
It was P6.
I can't remember, but I think it was someone exciting. It might have been. It was Bortoletto. We'd had a Bortoletto podium.
Yeah, we had Alonso,
We had
Bortoletto and Stroll.
Leclerc winning a race with Alonso and Bortoletto. How good would have that been? Ugh.
Please, Aston Martin come good, because then we could see Alonso winning races and stuff. But yeah, so should we get onto the race? Let's talk about the McLarens first, as we kind of normally do. Nice on the race on a one stop. He actually did.
It was such a good strategy. It was really good.
Yeah, in a way, he got fortunate from the start because he lost his positions, and he was almost forced to go into a one stop, because if he went to it for a two stop like Piastri did, then he would have just got stuck behind traffic. We saw that with Max.
It was ballsy though, because he obviously did the alternate strategy at Belgium and it didn't pay off. No. Whereas here, it worked very well, and he gained the time, he gained the places. I was a bit shocked at how bad his start was, because I know he's obviously had issues with this start, but that was one of the worst starts we've seen him have in a long time.
From the start, it was quite good from Piastri, where he got fine, but Piastri pushed Norris right to the right hand side.
Yeah,
kind of forced Norris to he couldn't really do anything, and then that just compromised him.
Because I also was going to say, it looked like he actually got quite a good launch off the line. I thought he had a very good launch, but then it was just down the straight. He lost all that time, and obviously ended up behind Alonso.
And he quickly got past Alonso, and then through the pit stop got past Russell. Because that's the thing. If he just did the two stop, he probably would have. Maybe would have finished on the podium, maybe because of how maybe with the pace of Leclerc, how much he dropped off.
No, I don't really know what happened with Leclerc.
Leclerc is a funny one, where the team said for sure, and Leclerc said some sort of like a crack in the chassis, some sort of issue with the chassis.
Because he was holding off Piastri really well. Like, at the start of the race, he was so quick.
That's the thing. Even Piastri said that the pace of the Ferrari of Leclerc was really strong at the start, and then it just fell away. I think they were managing issues. Russell had a suggestion, and Mercedes had a suggestion that the car was running too low. So obviously, with that, you risk the skid block and then disqualification. So in the last thing, apparently, they had to change the tyre pressures, which they think they can do in pit stops, and then lower the fuel load so that you're not putting too much stress onto the floor.
Yeah.
So I think there's something there. We don't know, because I don't work for Ferrari. You don't work for Ferrari. We don't know.
That's what you think.
But yeah,
but they don't want to tell you.
Well, no, that's what. But yeah, it was very strange to see how much he dropped off. But back with McLaren, I was going to say that going to the race where it rained overnight, and the track was all the marbles had been washed off the track, so the track was pretty green. And the debate going to the race was it was guaranteed two stop. We always have two stops here, but then it changed into we could do a one stop here because the track conditions are much cooler, which means the tyres can last longer. So that was where we had a kind of a split in the grid where, Alonso, Bortoletto, Lawson, they went for one stops, and then Verstappen, Piastri, Leclerc.
Most teams didn't want to risk it, I think.
No, that's the thing.
It was too big of a risk.
I don't think the teams knew how long the tyres would last, but in the end, proven by Norris, Alonso, Bortoletto, that the one stop was the way to go. But the teams just didn't know.
I would like to say as well, what a race from Bortoletto. I think he's really solidified his position, I think, as one of the best rookies this year. Yeah. Like he's been so good. Like, and that Sauber at the start of the year was just so slow, and that was why he was near the back, because even Hülkenberg was struggling. I think at the first 4 or 5 races, that Sauber was probably the slowest car. Yeah. And then as soon as they've found some pace, Bortoletto's come with it.
Oh no, definitely. Sauber massively struggled. Bortoletto, as you said, team struggled, but it kind of slowly come to good at the minute. Since Spain, where Hülkenberg got, was it P5? Was it? They've been on a massive roll, and I think Bortoletto is looking like the real deal now at the moment. I think I saw Fernando Alonso saying who's his manager.
I never knew that until I didn't know it, but I'd forgotten that until after the race.
But he said that he should be getting more praise than
Oh, I
what
saw
than what he
the
is.
phrase like he used. It was like if he was British, then everyone would be like, all the media sources would be like, "Oh my word, what an incredible driver this is!" But like because he's not British, people don't say that. Which I think there's probably quite a bit of truth to. To be fair, I think
Perhaps,
it's a fair point.
Yeah, different media's push different narratives to what they want, what people want to see and things.
But no, he's been very quick, and he made a joke about not being able to chase Alonso down, and he couldn't obviously overtake him because he's his manager.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. You'll be sacked by Alonso if he would have done that maybe. But yeah, very strong. Like I think we knew the quality of Bortoleto anyway. He won Formula 3, Formula 2 back to back, which Piastri's done, Leclerc's done, and Russell's done. So you're already putting him on the level of them 3 drivers who have done quite well in the sport so far. One of them is leading the World Championship.
Yep.
So it's great to see Bortoleto.
He's got a bright future.
He's bright future. I think for me, he's probably got the most potential out of all the youngsters.
Yeah.
And then I would probably say Behrman. Obviously, I said last week, I still have little bits of doubts of Antonelli, but I think he will eventually come good.
I just don't know where Bortoleto goes though. Like because if a Ferrari seat was to open up, say Hamilton retires at the end of the season in a shock move,
I think that's a Behrman move too.
But then Behrman would get that seat. But then where does Bortoleto go? Because Leclerc and Behrman would both stay at that team for a long time, you'd imagine.
The hope, I think, is Audi come in and have a good car and they go and win
Potentially.
themselves. I think whatever category Audi go into, when it was road endurance or whatever, they always go in and win. I think when they were doing rallying as well, I think they still do rallying, I'm not too sure, they were always coming and win. So that mentality may
I'd love to see Bortoleto fighting at the front. I think he's an exciting driver. He's also, if you watch some of his moves as well, he's very quick.
I think he's a strong driver.
And you've got Hulkenberg there to guide him.
And that's the thing, you've got a perfect teammate to learn off as well. And that's the thing, he's beating Hulkenberg at the moment. He's beaten him in the last 2 races.
Yeah.
And the race that Hulkenberg, Silverstone, he got a podium. So really, really strong from Bortoleto. I'm really impressed. And it's nice to see also a Brazilian on the grid. We haven't had...
Felipe Massa was the last one.
I feel like we've always had Brazilians on the grid.
They're always quick as well.
Senna, Fittipaldi, world champions, PK.
Well, also you had Bruno Senna as well.
Bruno Senna
for Williams.
But yeah, so I'm really impressed by Bortoleto. We also had a Formula 3, was it Camara? I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Formula 3, another Brazilian potentially coming through as well. Exciting times for Brazil in motorsport. Yeah, so we spoke about the Ferraris. Shall we just actually mention about Hamilton and the whole incident with him and Verstappen?
I actually didn't see this much, to be honest. And obviously, it's a bit weird because Hamilton kind of said that he'd forgotten about it after the race, and like he basically just waved it away.
Yeah. He was meant to go to the stewards, and Hamilton just waved it off. He just because it's honestly, what does that? If
he
Verstappen
came
was to get
12th anyway.
Came 12th. It wasn't going to do anything to him. Hamilton didn't care. He just wants to go on his holiday. That's literally,
he needs a reset desperately. I think a lot of them do.
I think there's a few drivers that you look at and go like Hamilton. I think he needs a reset.
Norris is a big one for me.
I think Norris. Surely we want to continue.
No,
he's been on good form in the minute.
He's in good form.
He's won the last 3 out of 4 races. He's on that good momentum at the minute. Zandvoort, he won there last year.
Yeah,
so
but I think if you look at him, he's so tired. Did you see him after the Hungarian Grand Prix? He's just so like drained and stuff. I think he's mentally he really struggles with the pressure and stuff like that. So I really think for him he needs a break and he needs to have a 3-week cool off period just to reset and recharge for the next part of the season.
It's going to be a massive end to the season.
It's exciting.
It's going to be exciting. I think it will go all the way. I think
it'll go all the way to the wire.
I think it'll go all the way to Abu Dhabi. I think it will. Hopefully, anyway. That's what I want to see. But yeah, the Hamilton incident thing is we couldn't get the onboard of Verstappen, which was weird. I don't know why. And the outshot, the helicopter cam sort of view. There's a tree in the way when the incident was being made.
Oh, it's a bit dodgy.
So the only thing we had was Hamilton's onboard. So it's very hard to judge. I did say when that incident happened, because I was sat there watching the race with my brother, I said, I want to decide if they do investigate that, just because of the nature of the move. And it did. But I don't know if... Because I think I saw a similar incident, I think it was 2019, 2018, can't remember. I think it was Lewis and Max in the exact same situation. And I don't think there was a penalty for that either. I don't think it should have been... I don't think a penalty was... I think it would have been very harsh if there was a penalty given for that, in my opinion. Shall Shall we talk about Verstappen?
Go on, then.
Started P8.
Yeah, he was kind of nowhere in qualifying.
He was he was
Not been a good weekend for Red Bull.
not a great weekend at all.
I think it was never going to be though. Really.
No, I don't think so. For Red Bull, and well, it wasn't. He struggled at the start. He got behind Stroll. Got past him eventually. Got past Lawson at the start as well, and he got stuck behind Bortoleto for a lot of the race. They went for the
Bortoleto did defend well though,
and he defended well. Props for Bortoleto, and Verstappen. They did the 2-stop, which in the end I look at it and go, they probably should have tried the 1-stop because he wouldn't have been stuck in that traffic. He probably would have been.
Well, it's Monaco behind the walls, isn't it? So
exactly
without the walls even.
But I think he should maybe try done the 1-stop like what Norris did because it benefited him. I think if he probably did the 1-stop, he probably could have been in around P5, which would have been better than stuck behind Lawson for the whole of that final stint. I just want to actually talk about Lawson as well. He's been really impressive.
He's been so good recently.
He's got points this weekend, points last weekend. I think he's really at the start of the season was in that Red Bull. A lot of pressure on him.
He's really turned a new leaf. I think
so.
Being out of the spotlight has been so helpful for him.
Because I said that last week. I think Hadjar would be back on top of Lawson. It wasn't. Lawson just continued that.
Lawson's been very good.
He did good for. He got points in Austria. He didn't get points in Silverstone, I don't believe. Points in Belgium, points in Hungary. I think he's one of those drivers that just wants to continue going. He's on this good form at the minute. I'm happy to, there's a lot of pressure in that seat with Lindblad in Formula 2, who's doing well at the minute. There's pressure that he could lose that seat. I think Lawson's putting up a good fight at the minute. I've always seen a good drive in Liam Lawson.
He's got bags of potential.
He's got bags of potential. When he came in for Ricardo, was it 2023? It was really impressive to just jump in that car and perform really well. And he was thereabouts with Tsunoda, who had that car for a few years. So I'm happy to see Lawson finally doing well. A New Zealand, a Kiwi on the grid doing well. So really, really impressed by him. I'm going to just touch on Aston Martin again, just talking about their race. Alonso looks so strong at the minute.
He just kept what he had in qualifying. Like Stroll obviously struggled a bit more in the race than he did in qualifying. He couldn't keep the pace up, but Alonso was right there. He was very, very quick.
Yeah. And again, he's just showing how good he is, even at 43 years of age, I believe he is. 43,
Age just
44.
a number for Alonso.
Age is just a number.
My favourite rookie.
You put... did you put something in the chat? No, you commented on my post. I forgot to reply to it. You said, who's going to win the championship in 2097 or something like that?
Yeah.
I was going to comment Fernando Alonso because he'll probably still be here.
Fernando Alonso's never going to retire, man. He's going to be in the sport forever.
Well, if he's still driving as fast as he is now.
I saw a mad stat the other day about Alonso. He's competed in a third of all F1 races in history. It's mad.
Crazy how many races he's done. And he missed 2 years of that when he left to do IndyCar and won the endurance and things like that. Such a successful... I think, for me, he's in my top 10 of greatest drivers of all time.
Perhaps. For longevity, especially.
What a driver. I think he's one of the most... I know he's made unfortunate moves and it hasn't quite worked out, but... He's one of the, I still think he's one of the fastest guys out there.
Well, I saw someone say this whole scenario. So you imagine, right? Oscar Piastri wins the Drivers' Championship this year. Then next year he continues that momentum. He wins really well. Then McLaren, they build a bad car the next year, and he comes second by just a couple of points. Year after, he makes a shock move to Mercedes or something like that. Again, comes third, second in the championship. 2 years in a row, comes second again. Then the year after that, he moves to Ferrari. And he comes just second. And everyone's like, how crazy would that be if he did that? Whilst McLaren went on and won a load of championships. That's Fernando Alonso's story. Yeah. That's actually what happened with him.
He was so close. When he was at Ferrari, he literally almost won in Brazil 2012. Just lost out by a few points. Close in 2010 because he got stuck behind. Was it Petrov in Abu Dhabi? 2011, 2013 that Red Bull was unbelievable. He should have. I think if you put him in that dominant Mercedes or that Red Bull, I think he definitely would have won the same amount of what Lewis did and was what Seb did. 100%.
I don't stand for Seb disrespect. I'm sorry, I won't stand for Seb disrespect.
In my opinion, I do put Alonso over.
Seb's the greatest driver of all time.
Yeah,
I love Seb. He's my favourite.
But Alonso's an incredible driver. I could talk about Fernando Alonso all day. I feel like the Alonso Hamilton fans don't really get along. There's a little bit of a thing between them. Obviously, what happened in 2007 when they went as teammates. But I don't mind Fernando Alonso. I think there's something wrong with liking a really fast driver.
Yeah.
But against Stroll as well this weekend, really strong as well. Finished the points. Again, I've always said about Stroll, I don't think he's the fastest guy out there. Oh, I don't think there's anyone near that. But I think he's
decent mid-table driver.
I think there's a driver in there. I see a driver in him somewhere. I just think he struggles to extract that and consistently get that. I mean, there's times where he kind of has lapse in judgment and just has, he figures how to drive. But I think he's a strong driver. He's been scoring regular points. I think Fernando Alonso and Stroll are now on the same points this season as well. So really impressive. Even when Stroll, when he was teammates with Vettel in that final year, I believe when Vettel retired, Stroll I felt that was there or thereabouts with Vettel as well. I think he's a solid driver. I just think he needs to consistently do that. But he's of an age now where he either needs to show that consistently if he wants to win a championship in an Adrian Newey car, or just he needs to kind of decide that. One person I forgot to talk about is George Russell.
Podium, yeah.
Finished on the podium.
Good drive. I mean, it kind of just feels like a George Russell driver. It's consistent, under the radar, decent drive. Keeps doing what he does.
I just said it's a typical George Russell performance. Didn't do anything special, just did what he needed to do. Had good pace at the end, got Leclerc, who struggled, and just...
He was decent, I thought.
It's just... that is literally the definition. Like, that performance I describe as George Russell. That is just George Russell.
He goes about his business quietly.
Goes about his business, gets the points that he needs, and there we go. Just a phenomenal driver. Just need to be given that car, and 100% he will win championships. 100%.
Yeah.
In that Mercedes. Anthony struggled as well. He got knocked out in Q1, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And he got up to P10, got points there, but as I said,
decent recovery.
A decent recovery. A lot of the drivers like Luce got stuck in traffic for the whole race. Antonelli did a little bit as well. Verstappen, everyone did. So. Yeah, I guess it's the best that Anthony probably could have done that weekend. There we go. So just run through. P13 was Nico Hulkenberg. He jumped the start. It looked a little bit harsh. He kind of the car kind of jumped, but it didn't look like he moved. And he was.
I don't think he moved. I thought it was harsh.
But yeah, that was Hulkenberg's race, and his race was kind of ruined from there because he had to do the stop go. I think he pitted really early as well. So. Mm-hmm. And then Sainz P14, Albon P15.
Williams had a bad weekend. It wasn't their weekend.
A poor weekend from Williams, in contrast to last week when Albon finished in the points in the race. Sainz in the sprint race as well. Ocon was P16, fairly nowhere this weekend as well.
Yeah.
Colapinto, he got into Q2.
I think he's shown signs of promise recently.
He's looked all right. Like this weekend, he looked all right. I don't think he looked too badly of late. There was definitely times where I thought, I don't think so. But he looked all right. Gasly as well, P19. The Alpines were just nowhere this race.
Yeah,
I thought they would come strong, where this track isn't really engine reliant, but just no pace at all. And then Behrman, he retired. I'm not too sure why he retired. I know they reported something to do with aero balance.
I don't know.
Don't know if he picked up damage or some sort of
Perhaps.
thing. I'm not 100% sure. And that rounds up the Hungarian Grand Prix. Should we go into the predictions?
Go on.
I've got the leaderboard as well. I've updated the leaderboard, and it is getting close.
Is it?
I've pulled it back a little bit. So I got 3 points this weekend.
You got the whole podium right.
I got Norris, Piastri, and Russell. And I was gonna put Leclerc fourth, but I said Hamilton because I'm
a fanboy.
Yeah. So if I wasn't a Hamilton fan, I would have got 4. So I'm gutted. And then Matt, you got 1 point for Norris.
Look, I tried to go interesting. I didn't want to just put Norris and Piastri. Like, it was so obvious to me Norris was going to win and Piastri was going to come second. Obviously, it didn't look that way in the race.
He's going to be even
before the race. It looked obvious Norris would win, Piastri would come second, and someone else would come third. But I just didn't want to. I wanted to go boring. I wanted to spice things up a bit. So I took a risk
for the leaderboard.
Okay.
It is looking interesting going into the summer break. You are on 13 points.
Yeah.
I'm now on 12 points.
Oh, so it's
I
very, very
reached
close.
the gap. It's 1 point in it going into the summer break.
I was like 7 points ahead. This could be an
You was like,
almighty
I think
bottle.
it was like 5 or 6.
I think, to be fair, I've only picked up like 4 points in the last like 5 races. I've not done well recently.
No. So it's looking competitive in our championship, and it's also looking competitive in the real life championship. Before we end off, we're going to do our predictions for the Dutch Grand Prix in a few weeks' time. Who have you got going on pole?
This is a tough one because obviously we had the shock with Norris, with Leclerc getting pole in.
So it kind of throws you off.
Zandvoort. Yeah.
Can he do that again?
I don't know. Verstappen will probably go well around here as well, with it being his home race.
He's won.
I don't know who's bringing upgrades as well. Do you know who's bringing upgrades?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
I'll go safe and I'll go with Piastri.
Okay.
Who are you going with?
I'm backing Lando Norris to be on pole.
Fair enough.
Once again. And same as last week, I'm going to back Norris to win it again. Won it last year. He absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
Won the race.
I do
seconds.
think Norris will win the race, though. I think it'll be Norris, Piastri. I've learned from last week. I'm keeping Piastri in second. Norris, Piastri, and we'll say Max hit his home Grand Prix.
I was going to go Max. I was going to go Max third, Piastri second, and then Norris first. I see Verstappen being on the podium at his home Grand Prix.
Yeah, I see.
So we've gone with the exact same top 3. To be fair, that's really a standard top 3 anyway. So, but to be fair, that McLaren can go first or second. They can be either or with first and second. Next predictions, I've gone with P7 and P8.
P7. I'm trying to think who's going to be strong around here. P7, I'll go with Liam Lawson.
Okay.
And P8, I'm going to go with Gabriel Bortoleto.
Bortoleto to continue that points run.
Yep.
P7, I am going to go with Kimi Antonelli.
Interesting.
And
So get back on form.
Yep. And P8, I'm going to go with Fernando Alonso.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I just don't want to predict the Astons that high when we just don't know whether it be a weekend where they're quick or not.
Well, to be fair, they've had a decent run of points before Belgium. I think that was just a little bit of a fluke. But
maybe, yeah.
We can kind of see definitely if these upgrades do work going into this weekend. And to be fair, you saying about upgrades, I think a lot of teams are going to stop upgrades now, focus on next year. I think the Ferrari upgrades they brought to Belgium are like literally the last lot. I think
wow.
The last major upgrades. There might be tiny little bits here and there, but everyone's mainly focusing on next year now.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for the Checker Show this week. We'll be back in a few weeks' time for the Dutch Grand Prix. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow our socials, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.